Hello, this is Daniel Winton with Spheres of Influence, People You Should Know. Thank you so much for coming back to see us. We really appreciate your support. Uh, as you know, our mission is to facilitate meaningful discussions with people who shape industries and communities. Through engaging interviews and thought provoking content, we strive to provide our audience with actionable insights, expert advice, and valuable connections. Sphere of Influence seeks to be a trusted source for individuals seeking to expand their knowledge, network, and opportunities on their personal and professional journeys. And let me tell you something, we have somebody in here that is so special and definitely so special to me. I know you're going to be excited to meet her. So I'd like to bring up today Theresa Noye. Hello, Theresa. How are you?
Hi, Daniel. I'm excellent. How are you?
I am doing great. I am so thankful that you are here. I know I've had the opportunity to watch your journey and see some of the wonderful things that you are doing. And I'm so thankful for having the opportunity to speak with you today.
I'm so glad to be here. I'm very honored.
Well, thank you so much. Well, let me ask you, I mean, you've done everything. You've recorded music on a professional level, you have tapes and audios out. Can you talk about your journey on how you started in this particular endeavor? What made you decide to get away from music and professional recording and all those other things into becoming what you're doing right now with just showing people how to love themselves?
Yeah, that's a great question. Um, I used to fake it, but I wasn't making it. You know how they say, fake it till you make it?
To make it right. But Teresa,
Well,
you were so wonderful. I mean, everything was so great. I even go back from time to time to look at some of your recordings and everything else. So you're saying in at that point you weren't happy? I mean, you're just the
yeah.
talent is just unbelievable.
Well, you can have talent. Talent is one thing, but the way that you live is a whole another system. So I was doing all of the things. I was recording and singing professionally and touring and um, leading prayer and meditation summits and have a special needs son. So I was caring for him and caring for my daughter and attended to my marriage. I was doing all of the things, and from the outside, it looked like I was doing it very well, but on the
Right?
inside, I was melting on the inside, and my hair started falling out. I started developed a digestive issues problem. I also started. I got a food addiction, and
Wow.
then I started staying up really late at night trying to figure out the best way that I could leave my family with the least possible damage. And that was my wake up call that I needed to love myself and practice self care in a way where I was prioritizing my well being first and then take care of everyone else. So it was from my journey, actually, from over accommodating everyone else's needs and under accommodating my needs. Out of that place led me on this path. And then I started helping other women. And today, now I work with high achieving women who typically put themselves last to love
Okay.
themselves enough to now put themselves first, even if they feel guilty and they think they don't have the time.
All right. I'd like to ask you now if this is too personal, just please let me know. But you said you have a special needs child. I know you
Mhm.
have several children. How
Well,
when you were
well, wait. I don't have several children, Daniel. I have two.
I know what that that's more than one. Okay, I guess several is three. I know you have two children. Okay, daughter and a son. Okay, did my research. I know. I see you all the time on LinkedIn. So when you were going through that and you received that news, where were you in your career, and how
Mhm.
did that impact some of the decisions that you had to make?
Yeah. Well, I was working a full-time job. Um, I am in higher education, so I've been in the student development arm of higher education, and I was early in my career at the university when we got that diagnosis. He was 3. We decided to run a home program with him. So that was a huge undertaking to decide to work with him one on one, 40 to 50 hours a week, every day, no breaks, no holidays. And we recruited a staff, a team of people to work with us in order to build a bridge from his world into our world. So when we made that decision, I was working a full time job as well as serving in ministry as well. So, and my daughter was young as well, I had a toddler. This was in the backdrop of 2008. So, a little, little fact to add to that, my husband had just lost his job when that happened as well. So we were navigating a lot of different things. Hmm.
When I see the small challenges that I have to deal with, the little things that I have to go through to make it, and I get a little down, then I can look at some of the other people and draw from their power and their strength. And I just want to let you know, in my group, you're one of those people that I look at, that I drive my inspiration and my power to wake up and do what I have to do every single day for my clients. Speaking of just, you said you had to build a bridge
Hmm.
in this new era of what you're doing is showing families how to love themselves. How important has networking been as far as building your current business?
Yeah, well, networking is everything.
Okay.
Everything that we experience in life is going to come
Right.
through other people. It's going to come through relationships, right? So,
So what do you mean when you say that everything we have, everything we experience will come through other people? What does that exactly mean?
everything. That means everything from, okay, if I start with even going back to when I built the program with my son, in
Right.
order for us to get volunteers, I networked within the communities I was a part of. So, the university, I built relationships with people at that were a part of friendly, conscious organizations like Whole Foods and yoga places and actors. Those types of people work best with what we were implementing for our son. But that came through going and building relationships with people in those organizations in order to connect with them. As I began to build my business, how do you get clients? you have to
Right.
you have to build relationships with people.
Right.
So joining organizations, being a part of community events, being a part of professional organizations. My college, my alma mater, Hampton University, relationships from there as an alumni, my sorority, relationships with my sorors, relationships with people in church. Everything that we do in life is going to come from a relationship. So it's so important to build those relationships, genuine
Okay.
relationships, because when you think of someone, when you have a need, you're going to think of that person, and just organically you say, oh, I know a person, let me introduce you to that person. So the
Right.
more people you have in your network, the more people you are communicating and connecting with, um, the more access you have to different opportunities.
All right. Well, on your LinkedIn profile, you say radical self love coach.
Mhm.
How do you tell someone who has they're working 50, 60 hours a week, trying to make this business work, or maybe it's a person who has a husband at home and she's trying to break into the C suite, and she's really putting it down at the job, and she's getting smoked every single day. What is your guidance and your leadership on issues like that? What are you telling your folks when they find themselves in that circumstance?
Yeah. First of all, Daniel, we have been conditioned to work ourselves to the bone.
Okay. Right, right.
We've been conditioned, especially, I work with women. As women, um, we have been trained to give ourselves
Okay,
to everyone else first and then think about ourselves last, at the cost of our well-being.
okay,
Right. So that is a mindset. Um, we also have not been given the tools to be able to communicate what our needs are. Again, you've been trained to just give to everyone else and not communicate what your emotional needs are. Now, the young
okay,
people are doing a lot better with that now, but traditionally, that's the legacy that has been passed on to us. So as a result, we have created a culture of self neglect. So the
mhm,
first thing it is to really just give an awareness, give a new level of awareness to the fact that the way that you're operating is a way that you've been conditioned to operate, but that's not the way that we are designed to operate. We're
okay,
designed to rest. Rest is a spiritual practice, it's a spiritual discipline. When God created the world, God rested on the seventh day.
right, right.
Right? We weren't
That
we weren't designed to just go, 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 go. So
right,
it's first of all, the most important thing is coming into that awareness of what your true design is. And your true design is not to constantly do. Your true design is to be, to learn how to be. So, to learn how to align yourself back to who you truly are, which is a human being that was
right,
placed on the planet in order to have connection with
okay,
your creator, connection with yourself, connection with other people from a place of love and acceptance, not from fear and rejection, which is how we
right,
tend to operate, which is why we drive ourselves to do all these things because of the fear. You're afraid that you're going to lose something, or you're afraid
right.
that you're not going to get something.
So
Yeah.
yeah, I can see that. You're afraid that you may lose the opportunity to be promoted. You may lose your family. So
Mhm.
I understand a lot of the challenges.
Mhm.
I watched my mom grow from, she used to take care of us at the daycare center. And then about the time I hit 7, she started working as a community developer, just a part-time position. And from
Mhm.
that position, she grew in that position where she was almost never at home. And I know there were challenges between her and my father, and she just had to say, look, I've waited this long, I need to
Mhm.
do this. And they would have all of these discussions that you're talking about on
Mhm.
what balance that we could have inside the house so that everyone's needs could be met, and
Right.
that she could grow in the position that she was in. So she really had to kind of demand that of my father,
Mhm.
because that was not something that he wanted, nor was he accustomed to, nor any
Right.
of us were accustomed to. We felt like
It's
we were
not
losing our
about.
mother.
Mhm.
and and she was like, I have this brain, I have these abilities, and I've kept them on tap for 40 years, and i
Mm.
i gotta let them out, I've got to
Yes.
do this. And she really had a passion, and she did very, very well in that position.
Oh, I
But
love.
what I want to do, Teresa, I would like for you to tell folks, I'm just where how can they get a hold of you?
Mhm.
some of just basically your personal information on how to get a hold of you and how that you can facilitate helping them in their journey, whatever portion of their journey is in.
Yeah, thank you, Daniel. I think it's so important to know that your well being matters, period. And your existence is the proof of that. So I work with women in order to begin to align themselves to who they truly are, to find out what would I love? What would I love? What would I love to be? What would I love to do? What would I love to have? What is the life that is something that is authentic to me? Because so often we're trained to live a life that works for everyone else. So that's really the most important thing that you can do for yourself is to align with what you would love. And once you do that, then you're able to care for all of the other people that you love so dearly from a more authentic place with so much more joy and peace and power. So, if that's something that you want, I'd love to talk to you and get to know each other better. I am on all of the social media networks under Theresa Noye, Theresa, N as in Nancy, Oye. Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook. Come holler at me.
Okay. I have a question for you. What advice would you give to a person that is seeking, like yourself, to enter into the type of industry where they could help women? What type of information could you provide? What type of help would you tell them? What would you tell them if they just wanted to get started doing something similar to what you do?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, the first and the most important thing is that you love it. It's so important for us to do what we love, right? So I would pay attention to the thing that brings you great joy, the thing that you just can't stop talking about, the thing that you would just do for free. Um, that's the most important thing that you're doing it from that place. And then, secondly, get in a community. Um, Find other entrepreneurs that are on the same journey that you can draw strength from because it's lonely out here in these streets. Being an entrepreneur is not for the faint-hearted. So you have to have a community. You have to have people that you're doing it with. Um, if you're just starting out, get a coach, get an advisor, get someone that has done this, that has proven success, that you can glean from and learn so you're going to make mistakes because it's new, but there's some things that you can avoid if you had an experienced guide to help you. So I think those are the most important things. Do what you love, have a guide, and have a tribe. I can't hear you, Daniel. You're muted.
Yeah, I was had to get a drink of water there. Thank you so much. What are some of the I know I see you going to conferences all the time.
Mhm.
I see those groups that you attend. Did you want to talk a little bit about that, or what are some of the innovations that are impacting your industry? But I really love how you network. I know that you are a big believer in that. You spend the time and you spend the money to do that. So
Mhm.
I want you to talk a little bit about that, if you could.
Yeah, I think it's so important to make that investment. And you know what? Speaking of networking, isn't that how we met? I mean, we were a part of
Right.
a group that we invested in, that we paid money for to learn and to grow. So, and out of that, not only did we gain something, we gained this relationship, and it's been what, 3, 4, 5 years? It's been a while,
Right,
right?
right.
Yeah, yeah. So beautiful things come out of those communities. The community that I'm a part of that I love, I will shout out Fire Savvy, which is
Okay. Fire
a
savvy? Did you say
fire,
fire?
yep,
Okay.
fire. Let's spell F-Y.
Oh,
FYRE, Fire Savvy.
all
And it
right.
was founded by Donna St. Louis and Chanel Evans. So I have two amazing business advisors, and then the women that are a part of this community are phenomenal. They are bosses
Okay.
in the business. So not only do you have expert coaching, but then you have a whole advisory committee, right? A council of advisors who are there to support you and to give you their expertise and their insights as you develop in your business, and they're so willing to share their networks with you. So I've gotten other clients, I've gotten speaking opportunities, I've gotten um, introductions to other communities. So it's invaluable. It's invaluable to position yourself with those communities that can help you to scale your business. You can't do it by yourself.
You're a firm believer that I think is that if you want to go fast, go by yourself, but if you want to go far, go with the group. So you're
Exactly.
definitely believing that. As I said, I've watched you grow over these last 2 or 3 years, and just the amount of love and professionalism that you share with your audience and the things that you speak about are absolutely wonderful. I want to 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 really just understand, because I know this is a venture for you that means a lot. But how do you balance now that your children are older? How do you balance the children, the husband, the wife, the internet, the traveling? How do you balance all of that?
Yeah, I have support. I don't do it by myself. So first of all, my kids are grown, pretty
Right.
much. They're in college, so they don't need as much support
Okay.
as when they were younger. Um, my husband is grown, and he supports me, and he loves what I do. So he supports me. We a lot of communication, right? We communicate
Okay.
around events that I have, events that he has, and make sure that we put things on the calendar so that we have travel time for ourselves, that we're constantly investing in our relationship. Um, and then I had to hire for the things that deplete my energy.
Okay.
So
What are
I
those? What are those things that you just say, you know what? I just don't want to dedicate. I can do this, but I don't want to dedicate my emotional energy to this. What are some of those types of
exactly
things?
all of the back end technical things. Yeah. So I have a virtual assistant who does my social media graphics, who does, edits the
Right.
videos and posts them and does all of that. I don't have to think about that. She does that. Um, as far as like when I have a launch or something, I have someone, an online business manager who builds my funnels for me, who creates the designs, who sets up the email sequences, who comes on for the Zoom and lets the people in and handles all those details. Anything technical, I'm going to so I'm going to outsource that. And then for things like with my retreats, when I do retreats, we have someone who comes and she does all of the detail things. So all I have to do is just show up and be present for the attendees, for the clients, and engage with them. She's handling all the details. She's talking to the venue. She's working out the excursions. She's doing all that. I don't have to do
Okay.
that.
You don't have to
Yeah,
do any of that.
right.
Okay.
Hmm.
Okay. Well, what is your vision for the future, both for your career and the industry itself?
Hmm. Yeah. Well, the relationship that you have with yourself is the most important relationship that
Wow.
you'll ever
Okay.
have. And my vision is for women to develop authentic relationships with themselves,
Okay.
to love themselves deeply so that they connect better. Because when you have that, you can connect with, again, it's all about connection with your creator, connection with yourself, and connection with others. So I just envision building this movement of women who are deeply connected and in love with themselves. And as they do that, they make greater impact and we make the world a better place.
Excellent, excellent. I really love the fact that you bring God into your business. I really love the fact when I view your Instagram feeds and your Facebook feeds, I see your husband, I see your children, I see yourself, and you're definitely showing the world everything that you're talking about, because I see a lot of other Instagram channels and you don't know anything about the people or the success, because I know on the back end it does take a lot. Shawana
Mhm.
Kennedy is who helps me with a lot of my media
Right.
representation, so I don't have she's doing that right now. I don't have to think about any of those things, so you're absolutely right.
Mhm.
So I not that these skill sets are any less important, but if you
Mhm.
have someone who is a professional that can get that done for you, why not
Mhm.
do that so that you can do the thing? I get loans. That's what I do. I'm the loan guy.
You
You
are
need
the
money,
right.
you
Mhm.
call me. I'll get you money. That's what I
Mhm.
do. So I leave
Mhm.
all this thermography and all this other stuff to other people. But we have a few minutes left. So what final piece of message or piece of advice would you like to leave with our viewers today?
Well, I'd like to say thank you so much for having me, Daniel.
Oh,
It's
I love you. So
been
I love
really
you and the things that
good.
you're doing. You're one of my first clients. How could I not love you?
I love you so much. Yes. I I I think that it's important for us to love. Only love removes fear. Fear is a tormentor. And so many of us are building lives from a place of fear. But love is the answer. So when you learn to love yourself, then you're able to love everything else better. And it eliminates and lessens the fear that we live with in our lives. So that would be my invitation to take the first step, because it's something that is unfamiliar and uncomfortable because we're used to doing things the same way. Even if we
Right.
don't enjoy something, it's easier to stay in the place of comfort. So I would invite you to step outside of that comfort zone and pay attention to the cues that your body is giving you, that your spirit is giving you. You know, you
Right.
already know. So say yes to that invitation in order for you to become who you really have been placed on this earth to be. Yeah.
That is so amazing. That is so amazing. I am so thankful, Teresa, that you did take some time out of your very busy schedule. I know you're so humble, and that probably doesn't mean a lot, but it means a whole lot to me because I know how super, super busy you are and the people that you get in front of. So, for the last little bit of time here, we're going to say goodbye to Teresa. Will you come back and see us again and tell us a
I'm
little bit
sure
more about?
will. And
Okay.
thank you. It's been a pleasure. Thank you so much.
You are quite welcome. All right. Well, guests, thank you so very much. I know you've enjoyed Theresa Noye, um, radical self love, and you cannot pick up or get on the internet without seeing the challenges that women are talking about being burnt out, about being overstressed, about men not having emotional intelligence, and all those other things. So you know that that's out there. You know what she's talking about is absolutely true, and she does bring the tools to help facilitate helping you navigate that in the most comfortable way. But I just want to say thank you for coming by and seeing spheres of influence, people you should know. It is a tremendous honor to have you as my guest to come by and see the people that I have for you. So I just want to say thank you again. Of course, I want to put a little self plug in there for myself. If you need any type of loans for your business, if you're starting real estate, you need some questions answered, we'll be more than pleased to do that. So, again, this is Daniel Winton with Spheres of Influence. Thank you so much, and please come again. Bye for now.